Oh, g'day guys, it's Sam here from Built Not Bought, and today the sun is shining. We're gonna get this thing outside and paint the cab, paint the doors, paint the body, the whole lot. And it's currently November right now, so I got the mow going. Hello, team captain at my work. All right, now everyone knows painting is not the most glorious of jobs. There's a lot of sanding, a lot of like hard work, and I'm gonna have no fingerprints left at the end of it, but I'm not gonna bore you with all that, so there'll be a lot of quick snappies going on. So I'll just try and keep all the important details in there for you. Let's get to it. And here we are at the next stage of the fenders. As I said, I'm gonna make them like a flush finish. So put some like, it's this sealer slash, it's called Fix All, I think. So it's gonna fix it all. Nah, it's gonna fix the flare to the fender, and then I'm just gonna come in with some fiberglass resin stuff, fill the gap, bog it over, and it should make the just like a bulgy fender really. I don't want to have that flare look. I want to make it sort of like a nice rounded, fat, wide stance, all part of the body. Just something different, you know. Now I got to push this thing out of the way. Fuck. Alright, once again, me and myself, little lonesome, trying to pull this trailer out the way. Series of events, my tow ball is like, I don't know. Let's see what you reckon. I don't think it's meant to do that. So I didn't want to put the trailer on the car, so I had a strap around it, and I thought, yeah, I'll just pull it forward, but the jockey wheel just decided to fold over on itself. So now quickly got to fix that before Zach finds out, so don't tell him. Oh, he's probably going to see this. Damn it. I'm
2,000 years later.
All fixed. Alright, so time for paint. Now, what I'm gonna do is paint it white again. Because it's already white, I want to do a closed door spray. So what I'm gonna do is just sand the outside of the car, so I don't have to do any door jambs, any engine bay, anything like that. So, down at Auto One, I got some factory Nissan white. So they're able to mix that up to match the factory color, which is handy. And then basically sand the whole body down with 600 grit, and that prepares it enough for the paint to go on well. So we've done that, and then basically you want to use a guide coat as well. So you give it a quick flick. I showed you before on the bonnet, you just give it a spray so you know where you've sanded, where you've been. The secret ingredient that I'm going to do once the white's on is throw some of this platinum pearl into an acrylic clear coat, which will go on nicely, get a nice even coat, bonnet on, doors on, the whole lot, to basically give an even finish from that pearl. And then to finish it off, we've got some 2-pack clear, which is like a really hard kind of base finish, and it kind of dries real flat as well, so you're not going to get an orange peely finish. And it'll also make that pearl sparkle and set it out from the rest. So got all the mixes and everything here. Going to use a spray gun as well. I'm going to be doing it outside. I don't have a booth or anything. You know, this is the bush mechanics way of doing it. So let's get to it. Like you know already, the whole body's going to be done at 800, and then tape everything up. I can pretty much take these door seals straight out. Like all these seals here, just do that. Same with the inner one. We'll roll the windows down, unclip everything, and then tape up the inside, and we shut the door. Just a closed door spray, and all that'll be, you know, you won't catch any of the rubber when you put the paint on, so should make it nice and easy. The flares have got to be done, flushing them up, still got to do that. Probably put the bonnet on as well, which is like just chilling over here, just chilling there. So let's get to it. Alright, so as usual, I'm not going to bore you with hours and hours of sanding. It's super windy today as well, so I might get some little shots here and there, but ultimately we just want to... Oh, it's a sunny one today, but the flares have been done, so let's check them out. So what we've done here during the week, come through and bogged fiberglass what we can on these flares. Oh, it's one of those things that I just want it to be different, so hopefully when this is painted, all of the line or any indication that there was a flare on here is gone. You'll just see the paint kind of flush over, and it will, coming down the street, man, it's just gonna look like there's wide flares, and that's it, like no joint. So that's a little bit of difference that I wanted on there. So a lot of work in doing that. The roof needed a little bit of work with just fixing some rust in the channels and that. Bonnet's been finished, it's painted. All we're gonna do now is rub the whole body down with 800. I wanna get these door handles out, sort out the rubbers, and then next weekend, early Saturday morning, get the guns out and hit it with a coat of white. Oh, now we're about halfway through the prep work of the paint now. We've done both the sides of the fenders. We've got a base coat of clear put on there. I've gone along and done the doors as well, rubbed them back with the sander down with 600 to get some. There was an existing bit of orange peel on there, so I'm just rubbing that back. At the same time, it's going to be ready for paint as well. I've taken the door handles out, the lock out. The windows are going to go down and the rubs will be pulled off once we're ready to tape it all up in the next day or two. But pretty much everything that can come off now has been. The wipers as well have almost been put off, and just some base coat sprays on the plastic here, just to make sure that when we put the final coat on, there's not going to be any difference in colours and whatnot. So to the next stage. No, I'm done. My fingers are literally bleeding. God, I hate sanding. That was filthy. Oh, the last two things, we've got some newspaper and tape. So the last two things to go on. Just need to cover up all the holes, the windows. I'm gonna put sheets over the back end and the suspension because you don't want paint on any of that. Cover the holes, and last thing to do is basically give it a wash. Use some clean water, no soap or anything, because you don't want anything to contaminate the paint. All the taping to do tomorrow morning. Prepsol, it's a product they use to evaporate the last bit of grease and stuff, and then paint straight away before it gets hot. The idea with paint is you want to do it early in the morning, get the coat on when it's still cool, and then as it dries to a tack, the sun comes up, and during the middle of the heat of the day, it can sit in the sun all day and pretty much bake on that 2-pack. But you want to paint when it's not too hot, otherwise you're going to have issues there. So let's do it. Now, before I take the inside of the windows up, obviously once I do that and shut the door, I'm committed. I can only open the door from the inside at the moment because there's no handle on the outside. So I'm gonna get a screwdriver, jam it in there, just run a cable tie to the handle, and then, and when I shut the door, I can open it again. It's about 6 o'clock. Finally got this all done last night. It's paint time, let's do it. I think we're ready. Cue the paint montage. Alright guys, that was stage one. Do I have a big mark on my face, you reckon? Probably been wearing this mask. Look, the next stage is going to be putting the pearl in. I think we'll leave this one to professionals. Old mate Pete. Thanks Pete. He's going to put the pearl coat on now. It's got to be super even. Otherwise you're going to have panels looking different in the sun. So I've done the base coat of white. We'll get the pearl on and then hit the 2-pack clear after that. Alright, there we are, top coat done. Now the sun's out, we can see a bit of the pearl coming through. We're going to get it pushed inside the shed and let it bake with the sun all day, and tomorrow it's going to get quite hot in there, so we've got to let that 2-pat bake on there, and then we start putting it back together during the week. And that is how you do a paint job for less than 500 bucks. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you hit that subscribe button? If you didn't, just hit it anyway, it's free.